Hey, what's happening? How are you doing today? I am Chris, and this is the bonus edition episode of Podtastic Audio. If this episode sounds a little different, if I sound a little weird, not normal, that is because I'm coming to you from just using my laptop, only my laptop, here in a hotel room in Huntington Beach, California. And I wanted to try a little experiment with this little bonus episode to see if I can make this audio sound amazing, being that I'm only using just a laptop. No microphone, no headset, nothing. I'm talking right to the computer. It's probably about 2 feet away from me right now, sitting on the little desk here in the hotel room. And it got me thinking that a lot of people will use just a laptop or maybe even just a Blue Yeti microphone to create their podcast episodes. And if you do that, that is fine. You can do your podcast however you want to do it. But I put a survey out on Twitter this week and basically saying, do you use a Blue Yeti microphone or do you still use this Blue Yeti microphone? Either yes or no. And I found out that's almost a dead heat. It's about equal, slightly leaning towards people do not use the Blue Yeti microphone, but a lot of people still do use the Blue Yeti microphone. And I would think that me talking directly into the laptop about this far away is probably about the same distance people would use if they're going to use, say, a Blue Yeti microphone on a desk. They would probably use it in this form factor. Now, in the age we live in today, there are a lot of cool tools, a lot of cool apps and plugins and programs out there that are designed to fix really bad audio. And I'm going to run this podcast episode through all of the ones I have. I'm talking the Adobe Podcast Enhance. I'm going to run through that. I'm probably going to use my usual noise reduction features within Audacity. I'll use a lot of extra plugins to enhance the audio in Audacity. I'm going to do all of that on this audio, which is kind of weird because I'm not really using a microphone. I can't really hear myself back as I'm talking. I'm recording this directly into Audacity, just using the laptop microphone built on my MacBook Pro. Now, I do know that the microphones built into the MacBook Pro are a little better than your generic other off-the-cuff, like Windows-based type of generic laptops. I'm not trying to be a Mac snob or anything like that. I'm just saying that the ones built into the Apple computers are typically a little better. And I do know that sometimes you'll have a guest that comes on and they don't have a microphone. They don't have a setup. They have nothing but just a laptop like I'm using right now. Now, in most circumstances, it'll probably be just fine, but you want to make sure the audio still sounds phenomenal on the back end. Now, how do you do that? Well, I'm going to run all this through every trick and tool I have in the book to make sure it sounds great. And hopefully, when this is all said and done, it does sound great. But truthfully, your podcast content really should be the focus of every single episode. Like, what are you going to talk about? Who is this for? What are the benefits from actually listening to this episode? Like, why are people coming to you for your episode? To be entertained, to be educated, maybe a little bit of both. I don't know. It's your show. Listen, you can do your show however you want to do it. But if you want repeat business, you want people to come back each and every episode, then you got to give them a reason to come back for the next episode. So I'm really excited to see what kind of work I can do on this audio for this podcast. And hopefully, when it's all said and done, it does sound great, or at least listenable. And that's kind of the thing too. When you're creating an audio podcast, you want to make sure it sounds listenable. Make sure that the audio levels are at the appropriate level to where that the listener, when they're pushing play on your episode, they are not cranking their volume full blast or having to turn it down when something happens, or you're constantly peaking and spiking and things like that. But like I said, having more than just great audio, you have to have great content to go with that great audio. If you have both, you are on the right track. So if you have any questions or concerns or anything you want to know about podcasting, I can help you out with. You can always reach me at podtasticaudio.com. That's my main website, which also has links to my social medias and ways to contact me, and all that great stuff. That's podtasticaudio.com. Probably a link to it in the show notes of this little bonus episode. And you keep on podcasting and have a great, wonderful day.